Does your significant other just get a random hair one day and be like, I'm going to take the cabinets off? Because that's what I did. I did not like our kitchen. It's small anyway, and the cabinets made it feel just so closed in, and they were falling off of the ceiling. And so one day my husband was at work, and I was like, I'm ripping them off the wall. How hard can it be? And so I did. I also didn't like the counter because it was chipping off, and it had stains from like previous owners of the house and everything. And so in my head, I thought if I rip that stuff off, then we can like epoxy it until we get like new counters, right? Because we did not go into this having a $15,000 budget. We had about $1,000 to make this work, and so we did it. Then I still didn't like it because I loved the green at the time, but then it started to chip off. It did all these things. We wanted the open shelving, and one day we will do the actual floating shelves. However, we were brand new to DIY. We didn't really know what we were doing here. And then one day I told my husband we're getting butcher block, and he's like, okay. And I don't think he believed me until the butcher block showed up at the house, and he said, oh, you're serious? And I said, I'm serious. So we got the butcher block. This is from the Home Depot. It was delivered to us, and then I sanded it. We did a polyurethane stain on it with the walnut. I think it looks so beautiful. Absolutely love it. And then we did not have the money to put all new cabinets. And so what we did was we just took the faces off the cabinets. We got new ones, the shaker panels, also from the Home Depot, and we painted it a bright white, put some new hardware on it, just kind of fixed some of the areas that were a little bit sketchy. And I am obsessed with how it turned out. Everything looks so fresh, so crisp, so clean. It makes the space feel bigger. And now I can actually bake. I can do the things, like we're in the kitchen every day because we are an ingredient household. We cook every day. So yeah, and also shout out to DeWalt. You all did not sponsor this, but your tools are what helped us to make this happen. Also, cutting the hole for the sink was so terrifying because we're like, we have one shot at this, and if we mess up, this is going to cost us a lot of money. So we double, triple, 5,000 times we measured it and made sure before we started to do it. Also, pro tip, put some painter's tape down where you're going to cut because it helps to not rip the wood up. We found that out after we did not do it the first time, but that was such a lifesaver, so highly recommend doing that. And truly the hardest part of this entire renovation was that we were living in this house. We were still having to cook, we were still having to do all the things, but we were doing it in stages. So there were like 4 days that we didn't have a sink, and so we were using paper plates. We were like, it was a whole thing. Thankfully, I had meal prepped prior to us doing this, but doing it in stages really did help. Obviously, the house was still a disaster. We're still cleaning sawdust off of everything, but look at how that DeWalt just slides through that like butter. Like, that is worth the price every single time. We are now diehards for DeWalt, and DeWalt, if you see this, hi. But yeah, see, that helps to not get the wood to do the thing. Anyways, we did have to go in with the Sawzall a few different times, but we love how it turned out. And when it comes to the shaker doors and the cabinets, that was a lot harder than I anticipated as well, because I got the slow close drawers and the slow close hinges. Brother, I had no idea how much of a pain that was going to be, because our cabinet, like the bones of the cabinet are from the 70s, and so it had the middle bar, and so then we had to widen some areas, we had to add extra supports. It was a whole thing, and I still am not in love with how they slide out because it's a whole thing, right? We're gonna have to redo that, but we made a promise to each other that we were not going to remodel anything else in this house for at least 6 months, so that's 6 months from now's problem and not right now. But this is how it turned out. We absolutely love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay, love you, bye.